It's the Playhouse Podcast with Kat and JJ.
Believe it. I missed everything.
Missed the show?
What am I going to do?
Check out the Daily Podcast.
You went to work and then you saw what? That was just freaking odd, like strange. We opened up the phones for these kind of conversations early this morning, and you definitely didn't disappoint. Those are coming up in just a couple of seconds as we open up the podcast. Here we go. What is the single strangest thing that's happened to you in a public restroom?
All right. So this flashback happened, and I'm like, we got to talk about it because so many people run into weirdos or weird things happening in the bathroom all the time. But my mom was like, I want to go to the university's arboretum this fall, and I want to make cornucopias. I want to take this class. And I'm like, I actually have done that before with some guys that I used to work for. I used to work for a group home, and I took them on like a day date, and we were having a great time. And then one of them had to go to the bathroom. And I'm like, okay, well, he's been in there for a while. So I told the other one, go check on him, see if everything is okay. And the other one just opened the door super wide. And one of the guys was just sitting crisscross applesauce, retying his shoes because he liked to do that like several times a day. He would
the dirty bathroom
take
floor.
them all, like the shoelace out, and then he would, put it back. And it was just one of his little quirks. And so gave him his time. But I'm sure anybody that walked in saw this grown man in his 40s.
Crisscross applesauce. Floor.
Yes. And who knows what was on the floor, but I'm sure that was pretty odd for them. But I want to know, what is the strangest thing that you've seen in the bathroom?
Well, it was me having to use check blanks to wipe my butt because there was no toilet paper.
Yes.
I was at the Mall of America, and I had to use, all I could get my hands on was check blanks.
Uh-huh. I
was in one of the little itty-bitty like side bathrooms, and there was no toilet paper in any of the stalls, and there weren't any paper towels because they had all hand dryers.
Is that not the most debilitating feeling? How many of us actually check? Like, I have started to check, but sometimes I'll forget, and that's the worst thing to get caught up in.
It's crippling.
It is. It's like, oh no, I got to do the shuffle to the next stall.
And what bothered me the worst out of all that is I had paid the extra to get like the balloons on my checks. They weren't just regular checks. I had paid for good, fun, like...
Oh, they had a design on them?
Yeah, they had the design on them. And I'm like, I am wasting money wiping my butt with these checks. And there's no way to make a check blank feel like a double ply Charmin.
Yeah.
There's just no way. So our question to you is, in a public restroom, what is the single weirdest thing you've ever seen? How's Lucy doing today? Good. I noticed you got to us right away when we were asking for calls about the public bathroom. What you got?
So we were actually on vacation in Tennessee, and luckily it didn't happen to me, but I was waiting for my husband and my son to get out of the bathroom. And so they're taking forever. I'm like, what is the holdup? So then I actually looked on my phone, and he had sent me a picture of the inside of this bathroom. And it was mortifying. There was feces everywhere, like on the wall,
No. And
all over the toilet, the garbage can.
So do you think it was like deliberately done, or someone just had the worst day ever?
It honestly looks like the worst day ever. Like, they must have like leaned forward to the side, backwards onto the wall, up the wall, and like.
So why were they in there for so long? Why were they in there for so long?
Because I think they didn't know what to do.
It was so much poop it stopped their forward progress.
I can hear the psycho music. I bet they were just like looking around everywhere they look. Splatter, splatter, splatter.
Do you, by chance, Lucy, still have that picture on your phone?
I'm actually looking at it now because I was like, I'm pretty sure I still have it.
Will you please text that when you get done talking to us? Will you please text that to this very same number so we can see it?
I don't know why we want to.
Yeah, I got to see this. I got to see it. You're the best. I hope you have a great morning. Thanks for helping us out. The worst bathroom. It looks like somebody was really having a bad day. That doesn't look intentional. That's looks like
crazy.
It looks like they barely made it into the stall, and then everything blew out as they were trying to sit down.
But like then after, you know what? You got to be a decent human and clean it up. Somebody goes,
I don't know. I probably
pull
run
their
from
trousers up and they're like, I'm out of here. I'm not sticking around for that. Yuck.
And I don't blame them because there's a heavy amount right there.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lucy, for the picture. I appreciate it. Hi, Hannah. How are you?
I am good.
We appreciate you joining the
How are you
show. As
guys?
we're great too. Thank you. As we're talking about the single weirdest thing you've seen in a public restroom, what do you got for us?
So this is probably 15 years ago. I was working at a convenience store, and this younger gal and I were on the closing shift, and we were cleaning bathrooms, cleaning the store, mopping and everything. And we had cleaned both bathrooms, and I just smelled the worst,
Yeah, we get it.
the worst smell ever.
Okay.
And I'm like, we have scrubbed these bathrooms, scrubbed these toilets. And I'm asking her, I'm like, where is this coming from? And we were in there and we looked up, and there was a massive, just cow pie on the ceiling. And I was like, how does that even happen?
So someone grabbed it
I
and
said-
just launched it onto the ceiling.
Yep. I looked at her. I said, I don't get paid enough for this,
Nope.
and neither do you. We walked out. I'm like, no, thank you. I don't even know where to
What's
begin
wrong
to
with
clean
people?
that.
I don't
I don't know.
Was this like a regular ceiling, or was it like a tile drop ceiling? So you could probably grab it down if you had to.
No. It was a sheetrock painted.
Oh.
Nice.
How long does something like that hang
who
up
saw
there? Oh, Hannah. Oh, go ahead.
You
Repeat what you just
really-
last said, because your phone kind of cut out. I said, will you repeat what you last said, because your phone kind of cut out? I didn't hear it.
Oh, no, I said it was a nice painted sheetrock ceiling. It was a 2-stall bathroom, not even a single stall. Like somebody just pooped in their hand and threw it on the ceiling.
People are such
What's
primates.
wrong with people?
Yeah, that is a perfect question, and we'll never get the answer. But, I'm not a big proponent of people saying, I don't get paid enough to handle that. But that's one of those scenarios that
Bingo.
it works with.
Well
for
played,
sure.
Hannah. Hey, thanks for the call. We really appreciate you. You too. I got Denise on line 3. We got a bathroom story for us?
Last weekend, I was out with my girlfriend, and I had to use the bathroom.
Yep.
And, I'm expecting nobody to be there. And there's this girl completely just in her bra and her underwear.
What?
Oh, let's go.
Drying her clothes under the hand dryer. And it's just one of those situations where you walk in and you're like, where am I? Like,
Yeah.
did I walk into somebody's bedroom, or like, what is going on? And the worst part is that we both made eye contact. And then it's like, do I continue using the bathroom? Do I walk out? And it was just like the weirdest, most like randomest thing ever.
Well, what was your next move? You made eye contact. Did you just go into a stall? And you're like, well, I'm just going to let her do her thing.
I went into a stall and just kept looking at my feet, like trying to see as fast as I could get out of there.
Good morning. I'm JJ. How's Cat?
I am fine. Left my yogurt and banana in the car. So there's that.
I'll do you one better. I've been here since 12:15 a.m.
Why would that even be a thing?
Take a guess. What would get a guy like me to come to work
Your wife's
after
sick?
90 minutes of sleep?
Snoring.
No.
Oh, the station went off the air?
No. One more guess.
Oh, my God. You have to leave early.
No.
And so you had to get stuff done. All right. I'm out of guesses.
You ever had a point in your life where you realized you were the only one in your existence that has common human courtesy?
No.
Okay, here's where I'm living.
Okay.
My wife, anytime and during the weekend that she wants to sleep in,
Uh-huh.
there is not a peep on our 2.5-acre property.
You put on your marshmallow shoes and you let her sleep. That's really nice.
My 17-year-old son comes home after football and hockey practice last night
Mm-hmm.
to let my wife know quietly that I'm home. So I always thought, it would be a good idea. Leave a light on. When the
Mhm.
children get home, they can shut the light off. And then you know they're home.
Yeah.
My wife not only has to have the light on right outside our bedroom window or door, but then they have to come in and talk to her.
Okay.
So at this point, after I was drained after a 16-hour workday yesterday, my wife and son decide to go into a 30-minute verbal sparring session about everything that's happened in their life because she hadn't seen him all day.
They were catching up.
Catching up.
Yeah.
12 and a half inches away from my ear.
And you just couldn't go back to bed.
Couldn't go back to bed.
Listen, I got a guy. I'll get you some stuff.
I don't, and then how am I going to wake up 3 hours later?
You just gotta.
I hit a point where this morning where I went, nobody has any GD courtesy anymore in this whole world.
Why don't you go sleep in another bedroom?
I'm going to have to go sleep in another building.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of where it's gotten to. Like, I just can't believe I would have never in 100,000 years walked into my parents' bedroom and had a full-on conversation at 11 o'clock at night, knowing my dad was going to get up in 3 hours.
It's so crazy that you just couldn't go find somewhere else to sleep. You have another long day today.
I was already up, and this was like a 20-minute conversation.
Yeah.
I sat there going, any chance you guys can have this conversation outside the bedroom?
Uh-huh.
No, they were both fairly comfortable. So I'm the sacrificial lamb for sleep, and I feel like my head is just wavy right now.
Yeah.
Because over the last, 36 hours, I've got 3 hours of sleep.
You should DoorDash us both coffee.
Today's going to be a trip. If you are ever thinking like, hey, something could go down on their show that's really unpredictable, today I think it's it.
Wow, this is going to be an exciting ride.
Yeah, I can hardly wait.
Yeah.
Should be a good one. Go ahead.
I had, speaking of long conversations, too long of a conversation with my mom who self-diagnosed herself, thanks to Google.
Oh, what does she have?
She has diabetes. So it was...
I don't think she has type 2 diabetes.
No, she's very frightened. She ticks all the boxes because she went out with some girlfriends and she had 2 Surfsides and a huge carrot cake. And then at midnight,
of course, that was a lot of sugar.
She woke up and she chugged, no joke, 8 glasses of water. And I peed like 4 times. And I said, Siri, what is happening? And Siri says, you have diabetes. And so she is like this close to going into urgent care. She calls my sister. My sister's like, this is more for like a physician. Why don't you go schedule a physician appointment? This is not going to be an urgent care.
Just lay back on the sugar a little bit, Jen, and you're going to be fine.
And then she's like, I mean, she is the perfect example of a cut to you're going to die. I told her never to lead a TED Talk. One of her students was spraying some body spray, and she goes, you're going to grow a beard.
What?
The girl goes, what? She goes, yeah, studies are back that all the girls that used body sprays heavily back in the 90s, they all have beards and facial hair. And I'm like, actually. I was like, whoa, who did that study? I need to hear more on that.
And she's responsible for the education of our youth.
Yes. She's like,
all right.
She's frightening.
Every day I realize a little bit more and more about the people that I thought were kind of weird. They were homeschooling their kids.
I win.
Like, you guys are probably doing it right. Yeah. Who's going to get the bingo today is the big question.
Bingo. How fun.
Last week, someone lost an eye at bingo.
Bingo.
Bingo what bingo? Bingo. Bingo.
All right. On the hunt for somebody listening who
has a fun, maybe creative way that you came up with your kid's name. This woman is trying so hard to get her brother to reconsider what he's naming his kid.
What kind of name is that anyhow, huh?
Brisket. So he was out smoking meat. He's like, I know. I'm having a son, and we're going to name him Brisket. So
I like the episode of Seinfeld where George wants to name his kid 7 because it's Mickey Mantle's number.
Okay.
And then somebody else falls in love with it. He tells the wrong people, and they're like, we're going to use it, George. We're using it. And then he's like, no, use soda. Use soda.
7 or
like,
soda.
Soda.
The only options out there. So you have a very creative way of coming up with your kid's name. Still, for the life of me, I don't know where I came up with my kid's middle name. Can't even tell you. Merit. I didn't smoke Merits. I was a Turkish gold gal.
Classic.
And I did not smoke while I was pregnant. It was like, I just don't know. We were like yelling stuff, sticking, whatever stuck to the wall, and that was it.
I'd have never met a Merit my entire life.
Derek doesn't know how to spell it. Liam forgets most days. So it's just kind of there on
so
his
meaningful
birth certificate.
I'm on the hunt this morning for anyone listening who just had a really horrible Halloween. I mean, if you think about it, Halloween is the worst day ever. With all of the think about all of the bad movies and killing and death that happens. It's the worst day. It's never, hey, some guy with a big chainsaw is going to come kill you on May 14th. It's always October
You never
31st.
have a 0% chance.
But I want to know about the horrible thing that happened to you on Halloween. If you had a really bad Halloween, or maybe you're somebody listening who has got that weird baby name, gotta call now, okay?
Bingo! How fun!
Last week, someone lost an eye at bingo. Bingo!
Bingo what bingo?
Bingo! Bingo!
All right, so Nate is first through, but we've got to try and figure out first, is he somebody listening who
Had a fun way that they came up with naming their child or children.
like brisket.
Yeah.
I was just grilling.
Brisket.
So I know somebody, this is a cousin of mine, like a distant cousin, but they named their daughter Zelda.
Because they played the video.
Yeah, after the legend of, and then
Played that all the time.
I liked it but it wasn't, Zelda wasn't the name. Zelda was the princess you were trying to capture, or not capture,
Are you sure
but
it wasn't
release.
called Zelda?
Yeah, it was the Legend of Zelda.
Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, but Zelda, the name of the character was something else. The guy with the little pointy
Your nerd
ears.
is
And
showing.
anyways, I'm on the hunt for anyone listening who had a horrible, horrible Halloween with it right around the corner, and they make all the movies that are just the worst day of the year is October 31st. And I take a little offense to it because my birthday is only like a week before that.
Mhm.
That's kind of my time of the year. So don't jump up on that. Nate, which one do you fit this morning?
I don't have kids, but I named one of my cats Fridge. Does that count?
Okay, well, sure, why not?
It absolutely does not count.
Why
I don't know
not?
if you were listening, but we'll go with it.
Let's talk about your cat Fridge. Why? Just because it's fat as hell?
Oh, no, the one day, or first day I brought him home, he jumped right in the fridge, and I was like, that's your name.
There it is. It almost named itself,
So
huh?
you would have named it washing machine if it had jumped in there.
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
All right. Well,
Mhm.
I can't believe you hung on 4 minutes to tell us that story, but you're a real trooper, Nate. I have a great morning.
All
Yep.
right.
Okay. Take care. I feel like the world is just,
This is great.
we're tilted right now. Hi, Aaliyah. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. You got a bingo for us this morning that might be more interesting?
Maybe.
Okay. Shoot.
Okay, so basically, I got home from trick-or-treating, and this happened 2 years ago. Anyways, so I was getting some clothes ready for the next day, and my dresser drawer fell on my toe, and I just screamed, and my mom came in like, what happened? And my toenail was off of my foot.
Oh my God. You're going to be like my mom. I take my mom to go get pedicures, and the poor women have to paint a skin square on her big toe.
Well, no, it doesn't always not come back because I lost a toenail in a lawnmower accident a couple years ago and mine came back.
It only chopped off one toenail.
No, it wasn't. It didn't chop anything off. It was just I was mowing barefooted like a stupid idiot, and it flipped onto my foot, ripped my toenail completely off. Did yours grow back, Aaliyah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, good.
It's not all weird.
Yeah, it's not all weird, but I was getting scared because it did look like yellow at first.
Yeah.
Jaundice.
Yeah, but it's fine now.
All right.
All right.
Good stuff. Have a great morning. Thanks for checking in.
You too. Bye.
Yeah.
Best bingo ever?
Best ever.
More tickets to check out Cardi B coming up Wednesday morning during our live show, but we're going to do them right away at 6:05 a.m. So if that concert sounds good to you, be here for those. And then about 8:40, do you have anything like taxidermied in your home? You have to hear what's going on with one of our listeners who has something new that they want to kind of add to the repertoire, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen because of the wife. So you got to hear that about 8:40 Wednesday morning. Right now, let's finish off our podcast, guys.
Did you see how many dead birds were on the sidewalk yesterday?
No.
Did you see that? Oh, that one building next to ours that it has just like black glass. They must
You
not
think they were
see
hitting it?
All of them.
Oh, my gosh.
Bird after bird after bird.
That's the way
It
to
was
go,
like,
though.
yeah, Friday the 13th. It was really weird.
I want to know today, what's the craziest thing you've seen at work? And here's why. I have a friend named Brian, and I've heard him tell this story more than once, but he used to work at a movie theater when he was in his teens, and they had a bunch of homeless people that would basically buy a ticket kind of like early in the, like when they open up at noon, and they'd get a matinee ticket, and then they'd just kind of go from theater to theater, and they'd eat people's leftover popcorn, and they'd, kind of be inside, especially during the cold winter months. And he said none of it really bothered any of the people that were like ushers or cleaning and stuff like that. He said, except for one guy that they called Santa because he looked like Santa.
Okay.
But he said he walked out of a theater once And right next to the turn for the bathroom, Santa was just taking a whiz in the hallway.
All right.
And he goes, dude, the bathroom's right there. And he said the guy just smiled at him, went, hey, waved at him, and just finished his whiz, and then went right back into the movie theater.
You thought you don't give a damn. People that do that, they have nothing else to give.
Like, you know?
Yeah.
Finding Nemo 2 just finished. You're going to close down the theater. You're going to clean it out. And you walk out. There's this guy just taking a leak in the hallway.
Oh my God.
And you go, hey, what do you do? And he goes, hey. And then that's it.
Santa.
So I want to know,
thinking?
what's the single weirdest thing that's ever happened to you at work?
All right. Well, you dipped out. It was a summer day. You dipped out early per usual. And I am sitting here and I hear a ruckus. I hear a ruckus upstairs. A man is pacing back and forth, looking down here, pointing at the studio. And I think it's like a fan that is just overzealous, not angry. So I leave the studio to say, hello, thanks for listening. And I just hear, get out here, JJ, show your face, get out here. And he's pounding on the windows upstairs. Later finding out that he had reached in his pants and smeared fecal matter on the window going outside. And thankfully, he was dressed in something that normal people don't wear. Like they were like tie-dyed Zubas and this neon sweatshirt. But he was looking for
Built
you.
for comfort.
And they caught up with him. He didn't get too far, you know. In 30 minutes, he only got like a block and a half. And so
he had to keep stopping to smear.
I don't know what you said.
I don't know either.
What you did, but you made him mad that day.
That stands out for you, the single weirdest thing you've seen at work, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Doesn't get any more weird than that. Nick, what's the weirdest thing you've seen at work?
I worked at a restaurant, and we had a very multicultural staff, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this guy from Cuba and this guy from Italy started swinging fists at each other. The guy from Italy pulls out a knife and starts swinging it at the guy from Cuba, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And one of the managers tells me that it was over the World Cup soccer.
Oh, yeah, World Cup.
Okay.
People lose their friggin' mind over the World Cup, so I get that. Thank you very much. Beth, you're up next. Single thing, weirdest thing you've ever seen at work?
I worked at a vet clinic as a vet assistant, and I saw a C-section of a dog.
Oh, C-section of a dog.
Interesting.
I
would
weird.
think that is like, that would be a thing if they weren't able to come out the normal way.
Alex, you saw what at work that you just deemed super weird?
I used to work at the movie theater here in town, and there was a person that was watching a movie that had, let's put this politely for the radio, explosive diarrhea, and I had to clean up the mess in the theater after that
There it is.
showing.
We have a winner.
Yes. Okay.
Diarrhea is always going to be the winner.
Diarrhea will always reign supreme. Anything that comes out of a human, I think, and you have to clean it up is awful. But I did see just like magic at work. I had taken Liam to Chipotle, and this was when like he'd just make himself gag for no reason. It was between 2 and 4 years old. And so you never knew when he was going to do it. And he got like a grain of rice on the wrong part of the tongue. And he was like, and then threw up on the ground. And they came by with this dust. And it turned the vomit into like powder.
Sure.
And they just swept it up. It was pretty incredible.
Have you gotten to that point in your life yet where you have different friend groups per season?
Not per season, but like in my life right now, I have different compartments of friends.
Mine are all based on sports seasons.
Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah, that can come and go for sure. But I got this text during my show from a girl named, we're just going to call her G.
Okay.
And she just texted and it started getting my brain going. I'm like, I have this. And she says, my husband is wondering, he just asked the question, why don't I meet up with my work friends and my regular life friends at the same time? And she said she couldn't answer him.
Worlds collide.
Is that it?
Yeah.
It's like you want to talk shop with your friends that you see all the time at work. And then maybe you only see your girlfriends once a month because
tell you
it's
why.
the date
Here's
that works out for everybody.
The deal. The girlfriends will judge you secretly if they see your work friends because they're not your typical kind of friends. You're
Yeah.
just friends with them at work. They might be a little bit older. Maybe you're younger and you don't have kids, but all of a sudden this work friend has kids and they've been married for 30 years or they're not like your friends.
Have you ever mixed friend groups and it just didn't turn out well? I don't think I have had where like worlds collided and it was just pure drama, but there were points when like things were kind of awkward and you're like.
I had it happen to me the summer after my freshman year in college. I moved away and I didn't really keep in touch with anybody that I was high school friends with. And then I had a couple of friends from college come stay with us for like a week. And I got them to meet my high school friends. And when those worlds collided.
Because the high school knows the real JJ,
well, they
right?
had been my friends for 11 years.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I have the one friends that are like, oh, we know this guy. And then they meet. And it was like when the ocean water meets the sea water or the river water, and there's that like weird dance that they got going on. Have you ever been through this? Give us a call. You want to recap that text real quick that we got yesterday?
Yeah, from a girl, we're just going to call her G, she's requested, and she just simply said like her husband asked her a question the other day that she couldn't quite answer, and it was, why don't you go out for happy hour with both friend groups? So she has her work friend group and then she has her normal life friend group. And she's like, I didn't know how to answer that. It just like instinctually, you don't want to blend those worlds.
When worlds collide, man.
When worlds collide. And I have so many different like kinds of girlfriends that offer me so much individually. I don't know how they would mix together. I mean, it's worth a try. I could have like a little
sometimes
pure romance party.
I've had
how it goes.
I've had that's a lot of pressure. Where I've had this happen the most in my life is when I do like a golf scramble.
Yep.
So it'll be like a youth sports organization golf scramble, and I'll have to get like 3 other guys together. So like I'll bring like your husband, and then all of a sudden like maybe another coaching buddy or a baseball friend that I have that he's never met before, and it's never been bad. But it's just an awkward presentation when you're like. All right.
Because you know both of them really well, but they don't know each other well. And then you got to, they probably will take up most of the time getting to know each other and then boom, it's over.
Hey, Hannah, you've had worlds collide here, right?
Definitely. I think that everybody has different groups depending on where you are in life, and I just keep that separated.
And I do that as well. I think that there are certain people, like all of my girlfriends, I have a really great group of girlfriends right now, but I love to meet with them one-on-one because I get something different from each one of them. And I would say if you have like your core work group and then you have your core outside group that maybe people that you've known for a long time, they're different, right?
Definitely. It's super different. For me, I have the group that I grew up with, went to school with. I've known them for years and years and years. So they've seen me grow into the person I am. And then I have my professional group. And that, I think, is a little bit different. I mean, I work with these people every day. We know about each other's personal lives because there's always that, especially at work, there's always that situation where you tell your coworker or your friend everything they tell you. So you know more about their personal life than you would ever. And with the friends growing up, I think it's a little bit different just because we've known each other for so long. Sometimes it's not as easy to say, oh my God, this and this happened or blah, blah, blah. But with somebody you work with, because it's such a different group, you open up and you know everything about them. They know everything about you and your neighbors and whoever. And it's just, I think it's hilarious, but that's just me.
No, you know what? I was going to think that a different way for this is guys that I went to college with or I played ball in college when they meet my children, because I am nothing. This point in my life, I am nothing like I was when I knew those guys.
So them to see you as a dad is probably pretty trippy.
As somebody who is pseudo-responsible as a father of 3 is very weird. And then when their initial reaction is to look at any one of my kids and want to pull them aside and go, you know what your dad did?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that's a long time ago.
No more stories.
That's another life, stuff like that.